sad seeing homeless people sitting on the edges of the street. You know what I mean? And it's just.
So I don't really see it around here. Whenever you see it somewhere, it's always kind of catches.
Okay, we're live.
I see somebody walking here. I just saw somebody walking here. So Ronnie's gonna call me, or I call him, or what?
He said he was on your phone.
Okay, there we go.
I guess I'll call it to order and get started, and then just tell them we're waiting for the.
Yep. Yep. As long as we don't do anything,
Yeah.
to just explain like you say.
Welcome to the December 28th, 2022 Town of Alexandria reconvened town board meeting. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
and justice for all. Hey, Sean.
Sorry.
Hey, Ronnie, you can hear me?
Yeah, that answered one question. Sounds like the meeting just started.
Just
Started. I mean, I just got to call Gene, get him on the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah, Sean just
You
walked
said
in.
you couldn't make the phone call, didn't you? Okay.
Yeah, he can.
Oh, okay.
He can.
I think it's plugged in and going.
Ten.
I think that's all going, yeah. Yep. You there, Gene?
Hello.
Hey, Gene.
Hi, Brett. How are you?
I got you on speakerphone, and you're right next to Mike Fayette's phone that has Ronnie on speakerphone. Are you there, Ron?
Yes, I am. Yep.
Okay, so I got Sean, Mike Fayette, and myself here, and Sandy at her table, and Gene and Mike, or Gene and Ron on the phones. We called the meeting to order. Privilege of the floor. We don't have anybody here to do that. Year-end adjustments and transfers. Mike Lassan has been working on the financials all day, quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. He's made great progress. He's going to come in and talk to us in executive session because it's going to be about personnel. Call Rob Campany. We do have a person to appoint to the BAR, Board of Assessment Review. I think, Sandy, this is the resolution. I'm going to introduce the resolution. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Alexandria, New York hereby appoints Michael Weiser to a vacant term on the Board of Assessment Review effective immediately until September 30th, 2027. Need a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mike Fayette. Sandy, you do the roll call?
Do you want to discuss anything, or just go into roll call?
Roll call?
Okay. Supervisor Sweet,
Yes.
Mike Fayette,
Yes.
Sean Thomas,
Yes. Okay, that's all that's here. These guys are on phone, they can't vote, so.
Just a question. I thought we filled those 2 seats at the last meeting.
There's another person, I believe, that stepped down, or that is going to step down.
no, one of them that you appointed, when I called to get all their information to send it to the county, he said, I don't want to do this. Nobody called me, he didn't want any part of it. He said a year ago, when he thought he was being appointed, and then everything got dropped.
Was that Mike Shannon,
That was Mike Shannon.
who's gonna be moving out of town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're thinking about moving, and he just said it's not a good time, and he did not want to.
So that was the story about Mike Shannon, that he's not interested, so we probably will have to do something to withdraw the resolution that we did for him.
None of his information got set
If he
forward.
resigns the position, then we just filled it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he should submit a resignation letter.
Well,
Yeah, so it sounds like he submitted it.
He was never.
he was never really submitted because he
Right.
wouldn't even give me his information, you know what I mean?
But we did make the formal resolution and appoint him, right? So I think that, I mean, we can ask our attorney, but I would think that means we're gonna have to get a resignation letter to fill his spot.
Okay.
Is that, what do you think, Ronnie? Does that make sense?
I think that's the safest way, yeah.
So we'll withdraw this resolution that we just did for this new member until we have a resignation from the old member? No, we don't have to do that because we can have as many board members as we want.
We can.
Yeah, so there's not a limit of, that we gotta worry about here.
Yep.
So we'll leave everything the same. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so was that appointment done? Did we finish that motion?
Yeah.
Everybody was yes, okay. The new bank account, do we have a resolution for that?
We don't, but we can just use this form and I'll make one.
Okay,
And we can,
we'll introduce, be it resolved that the Town Board of Alexandria, New York hereby would like to open up a new bank account at Watertown Savings Bank for all the water accounts, is that correct, Sandy?
water and sewer.
Water and sewer.
Oh, and sewer. Okay, one account?
Yes.
So, a resolution to open up one account for water and sewer. This is by advice from our accountant, Mike Lasan. So I'll make that, I'll introduce that
I'll second it.
resolution. That is seconded by Sean. Duly adopted by roll call vote as follows.
Wait a minute, I can't write that fast. My shorthand is long gone. Recommend Sean,
You there, Gene?
roll call Supervisor Sweet,
Yes.
Yes, I am, I just put
Paul Fayette,
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we've opened up the bank account. The only other item I have on the agenda, I actually got settled today, the new junkyard law. We're gonna have a review of this junkyard law committee on January 4th at 7 p.m. We have, I believe, 6 members of the committee that are gonna be here for that review. And that's,
Well, we gotta approve these minutes.
yes, oh, that's right, I'm sorry, that's right. We've got the minutes in front of us that Sandy did for the December 14th meeting. We need a motion.
I've had an opportunity to look through them. I'd make a motion that we approve them.
Motion by Mike that we approve them, second
I'll second him.
by Sean. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, none. Minutes approved. Now I'll make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss employment of current employees and union negotiations. And you second?
Sure.
Second by Sean.
Quick question, are we gonna do end-of-year transfers at all?
We don't have any to do.
Yeah.
We will have some to do, but they're gonna have to be done in January like we've done in the past.
Okay, how about as far as any questions as to the budgeted amounts for health insurance? And, I thought we put money in for equipment, cause it looks like the equipment is way out of whack. But I thought we did an adjustment previous for that.
Yeah, so we've been digging into that equipment, today, and one of the things that I had thought, I told Mike Tibbles, is that I think we bought some equipment that we're supposed to pay for out of fund balance, and the budget is not reflecting that. Well, we paid $118,000 and some change for an excavator that was supposed to 100% come out of a fund balance that was around $700,000. And that is not reflected in those financials that you see, Ronnie. So those financials that you see that I sent you show a $56,000 loss in that line item, or the total for the, I believe it's DA. And if you apply the $118,000, that makes that $63,000 to the good.
Okay, so we don't really, okay, I made some notes, so there's no point in talking about any of that until we get into our January then, huh?
Yeah,
Well, Mike is here. You
Mike
can
is
ask
here
him-
and he's
you can
gonna
ask him
come
whatever
in
you want.
here,
Yeah.
he's gonna come in here and talk to us, when I go get him, okay?
Okay, yep.
Any other questions or thoughts before we go into executive session? Okay,
Just go by the rock ledge, I'll be there in a few minutes.
okay,
All right.
yep. Okay, I'll turn the stuff off and go get him. Sandy, if
If
you
you
want.
talk about it, I'm staying for a while, so if you want me back to take more minutes when you're done, just
If
call
you
me.
if you have to, okay, better turn that. Back at it.
Yeah.